Hello, you budget-minded guitar players. We're in Studio B, which isn't necessarily the place to talk about budget-minded because look at it, come on. Yeah, there's loads of stuff. But some of you think I go and buy all this. How in the world would I do that? I'm a YouTuber. It doesn't make sense. I review things, which means you know how it is. I hope you do. I get paid to do this job. In this case, I get paid by Harley Benton to show you this amp. I also get paid to bitch about it. Because that's the kind of relationship I have with companies. Any companies that's not cool with it, any companies that are not cool with me bitching about stuff can go away. I don't work with them. This is a review, this is not a demo. If you want to see a demo, go watch Bene from Harley Benton demo it on the Ed channel, because he's good. Those are great videos. But, moving on. Mighty 15th. I was not the biggest fan of the Mighty 5th. Didn't have volume, so didn't, obviously with 5 watt, not band compatible. It didn't have it doesn't have an effects loop. I didn't quite get it too much. So, with 15 watts, you have more headroom, which means it'll stay clean longer. Here, you have a 3-band EQ. You have volume, you have gain, you have a boost for more gain. You can take it down to 7 watts. Standby switch, 7 watts. 15 watts. That's running on 15. On 7 watts, I'm going to tell you it's going to be half as loud. Well, not quite. It's going to be half as watts, which means a little bit quieter, still pretty damn loud for home use. I can tell you right away, no effects loop. So that means when it's driving, which it actually does pretty well, you can't really use it for delays and reverbs and all that stuff because they will be compressed and they will be blown up, and I will show you what that sounds like. So if we look at the back, it literally only has power in and the speaker out. That's it. 16 ohm, 8 ohm, or 2 times 16 ohm. That's it. So it's a very simple amp, but it can be. And it doesn't have to have everything because it's 219 euro. At 219 euro to get a full-fledged 15 watt tube amp, no hybrid. It actually has 2 EL84s in the power amp section. It is not a hybrid amp. It has 3 preamp tubes, and I'm gonna read you the very sparse things that I found on the website. 1 channel, 15 watt, reducible to 7, class A, which is a good class, I guess. 2 X87s, 1 indicator tube. That's an indicator tube. I don't know what that's for. So 2 X7s, 2 EL84s, 1 indicator tube, which is a 6E2. Gain, bass, volume. Gain, bass, volume. They're forgetting middle and treble on the website. It's got a boost and made out of metal. Weighs 9.5 kilo. That's it. And also, that thing folds over, which is nice. I like that. It's a metal thing. So yeah, let's talk about the indicator tube. When you play, that kind of shows you the level. And I don't know what that's for. I'm going to say that's a gimmick, but it's kind of a cool gimmick for the kids. So as I give it some volume, do you see it? I have no idea what that's for. I've never seen that. But if they're getting it at the factory for free, why not put it in there and be cool? No idea what the point is. So, I am not boosted. I'm in the middle of the game. I am going into the Captor X in the back, which is running a Fortin UK30 cab, which I love. It's my favorite cab in their collection for a rounded sound for cleans and drives and all that stuff. And I'm monitoring myself through the orange PPC cab a little bit, as well as an LD Systems iCoa 112 monitor speaker right in front of me, and that's actually playing me the sound that you're hearing from the Captor. I have pedals on the floor, because I want pedals on the floor, and obviously we gotta check it with pedals, and that's what we're doing after we checked it without pedals. Here we go. This is a P90 guitar. That's the SC special, single cut special in TV yellow with 2 P90s. I think it makes sense for that amp. This is not a high gain amp. This is not a super sparkling clean amp. So P90s to the dirt that the amp has to offer makes sense to me. And also the guitars as much as the amp. So it's a good pairing. Very round sound. I don't want to use the word dull, but that's kind of what it is. A bright switch would be nice. Cranking up the treble can help. Yes. Put a little bit of reverb in front of it. From the collider, which is almost twice as much as the amp. Playing expensive chords with a cheap amp. Reverb, it becomes, it comes to life. But as you can see, I'm cranking up the treble. So much more roundness. And then obviously, the amp doesn't need less treble, trust me. So we're gonna go with more. You can see I have volume high up. So gain. And that's where we already get into trouble with the reverb, because tube amp with more gain will compress. And that means it takes everything and makes it loud. So that reverb tail, which is will be you get the idea? It simply will just not trail off the way that it's supposed to and stay there. In that case, it's still acceptable. As you can clearly hear, the EQ section is pushing the drive more. So it is pre-drive, obviously. So the more you give it, the more it gives you. Sounds woolly. Kind of really cool for rock stuff. More gain. Gets a little bit fizzly there. I liked it with the mids. And now we're gonna boost it. So hey, look, it works. It gives you classic rock sounds. They are woolly, they are thick, they're dense. They're nothing to write home about. They're not like, oh my god, it's the best sound in the world. But it is a 220 euro all tube amp made out of metal and all that stuff. So it's not that you get what you pay for. You get actually a bit more than what you pay for. But if you pay a lot more, you do get more. That's all I'm saying. So let's see how it works as a pedal aggregate. Tiny little bit of fizzle is what you want. I'm gonna push the war horn from Walrus Audio. That works phenomenally beautifully well. I love that tone. I mean, I forgot where I was. That's what you want from gear. You want to forget where you are. But, lest we not forget, that drive is as much as the amp. That reverb is 1.5 times the amp. So, that's the kind of gear we're dealing with. But it can play well with other gear in front of it. And if I put some, there's Harley Bentons and Joyos and whatever in front of it, it will also perform similarly. Let's do the DIY Gainiac with my ugly face on it. From, there I am, in China. Remember that, Leslie? That's me in China in a park. Okay, bottom line. Yeah, it's pedal compatible. However, it works. It's still a woolly sound, as you could hear. It's thick, which is just the character of the Mighty 15th. Is it an amp that can do band stuff? I don't think necessarily it is, because to work with pedals, you would have to have a lot of clean headroom and get very loud, clean, so that you can put the pedals in front of it, especially delay and reverb, which I don't think you can. Because as soon as you drive the gain and the volume up, it starts to drive. And then the volume is probably not enough for a band. And a 15-watt amp, EL84's, is borderline not loud enough anyway. So this is more of a home use amp, a home recording amp, an amp to keep it quieter, work with pedals. If you have some pedals, maybe Harley Benton, maybe Joyo, maybe some Nux, maybe some China stuff, you're a beginner and you're looking at actually pumping them into a real tube amp, well, but then you're pumping them into a cab and then you need a mic. So that means you will need something like a power attenuator to play at home because it's going to be loud. So I don't quite know exactly what this is for, because when you use this with pedals at home, for recording, you'll need a Captor X, which is going to clock in at more than twice the price of the amp. Or you need something to suck the power, like an attenuator, and then go DI. Okay. Or use it with a cab and a mic. But then 7 and 15 watts at home is quite loud already. So it's a little bit loud for home. It's not loud enough really for a live and a band use. But it is pedal compatible. And the track I recorded with it is kick-ass. So it is an amp that you can get great sounds from. I think it's an absolute step up from the Mighty 5th. Big step up. I love the little LED gimmick in the front. Don't know what that does, but it's cool. For a recording situation, yes, but you have to have the periphery to get the sounds into your system. We haven't checked it with the 7 watts, which again, for you, you won't hear it. I won't hear it because I'm using an attenuator. Not really a lot quieter. At 15 watts, it's more pumpy, more sparky, more ooh, and you don't really get that much quieter when you're having the wattage. I think 3 dB or something. So just because people will say, "Oh, you never wrote the volume down." Now roll the volume down. That's what I thought about this. Still kind of torn. But it's $220. So if you want a real tube amp and you never had one, get it. It's a great way to get into the real deal and experience the difference between all the modelers, the software, the all-in-one pedals and all that stuff. It's the real deal. It's the entry-level real deal. Yes, this video was paid for. Yes, yeah, seriously. And I have links below, and if you use them to buy this, I link to all that stuff. To buy this guitar, or any of this stuff, it helps me. My affiliate links do pay the bills. So even if you want to buy something else, if you want to buy another amp or another guitar, do it. But do it at Thomann or Sweetwater, use my links, and that helps me. So use any link, go to Thomann, buy a pack of strings, it helps me. Technically, anytime you buy something, use my links. That's pretty much the story. And I would love that because it doesn't hurt you at all, it doesn't cost you anything extra, and it feeds my dogs. So if you like what I do, then do that. Talking about the dogs, animals at the end.